Hi folks, I've just got out of the bath. I've just had a daytime bath. I can recommend them. Just wanted to feel chilled. I went to the gym this morning after my therapy session, and my first lesson of the day isn't happening. So I thought, well, instead of having a quick shower, I'm going to have a bath. So I had a bath and tried to read my book about stress in the bath, which is hard. It's hard to read in a bath. Turns out. Oh, I've got a bogey. That's so great. So I started with a new therapist today. I had a therapist recommended to me, and it was the only one that I could afford at the time, and she was on Zoom, and yeah, I felt like she was working for me then recently. Like, I've really felt like she's actually making me feel worse about myself, and I'm pretty sure a therapist shouldn't. So I've started with BetterHelp, which is this online, like, through app one. So yeah, but the session was good. I had doubts because her name was Virginia Hoof. But you know, that's just how we've been brought up, isn't it? To be negative about things because of people's names. I was like, oh, do you think she's American? Like, she wasn't. I actually don't know. Maybe she used to be, but she's not like American anymore. That's a weird thing to say. She had a really nice soft voice. So what it is like I get counselling session a week, like one therapy session a week. It's meant to be 45 minutes max, but bless her, she let me have 55 minutes because there was so much to talk about. And you can like message them whenever you want to. Obviously they don't reply like straight away, but you can send them messages, you can send them audio files, videos, and like you can do like journal entries, and then if you want to share it with them, you can share it with them. If not, just write journal entries because it's good to write it down, you know. I feel like I had some other things to say, but yeah, she was lovely, and it was I didn't want to start off with a new counsellor and have to tell them everything, but actually I could be completely honest from the beginning of time. I don't know, I just kind of like talked about things from when I think actually maybe all my stress started and like where the depression came from, and I talked a bit about like getting depressed when I'd had Ophelia. I had a bit of depression then, but like it was quite short. I guess once I got back into the gym afterwards, my body started to get better again, and slightly more sleep, I felt better. And then I talked about thinking I had prenatal depression with Delilah, but I never got it diagnosed because it was all during the COVID thing. And it wasn't until just before I gave birth to Delilah, basically, that finally the mental health team realised what was going on with me and contacted me, and they said they'd be in touch after I'd had the baby because it would be too late for them to now support me before, because like apparently I hadn't cried enough in front of the midwives. You know, apparently you have to cry a lot and say how awful you're feeling and how unhappy you are and how you wish you were dead and shit like that. Apparently you have to literally say that. Otherwise nothing's going to be done. And they're just like, oh, have you tried these like anti-sickness bands? I'm like, okay, I will, but I'm sure they won't do anything. Have you tried sucking mints? Like, whatever. Like, I was just feeling sick every single day when I was pregnant with both babies, and then having to look after the other one, and then having pelvic girdle pain as well, and not being able to work out as much, although I still did work out. I was just a bit careful. But yes. Then I remember they rung me after I had Delilah, and I was like, no, I'm fine, yeah, everything's great, because I loved her. I like could tell that I loved her, and actually I didn't feel that way about Ophelia, so I was like, this is different this time. But then guess what, the shit hit the fan after that with the whole house build thing.